Hi guys, and welcome to reading as many books as physically humanly possible on a sick day. So I'm not doing so great right now, and what do I plan to do to make me feel better? Reading books, because I've been told to take it easy and this is how I foresee myself doing so let's just directly get into it. Now for context, yes, I'm currently sick, and yes, it's also my birthday in about 7 days, which is crazy. So for me to not be sick on my birthday, I need to take doctor's orders seriously, basically take a lot of rest and take it easy. And my definition of doing so is essentially doing a nice laid back chill vlog of kind of seeing how many books I can read now while I'm sick, and resting in spurts of it meanwhile, so that by the time the video is done, I should hopefully be alright as well, so that I can celebrate my birthday in peace without worrying about being sick that day. So thankfully today isn't as rough as the past couple days have been. I can already feel myself feeling so much better, which is why it's a great day to do this vlog as well, not pressurize myself into reading, but also my definition of taking it easy, essentially doing everything I enjoy, which is basically reading books to make myself feel better. And so that's what we're doing in today's vlog. Before anything, please ignore the fact that the curtain is half down while it's bright outside. It's being backlit, so I had to do that. It's going back up so I can enjoy the sunlight, because that's another thing that's going to make me feel better. So I'm gonna go jump right into this video now, pick up one of my first books, because I'm in the mood for something on Kindle and maybe like a novella. So we'll see what I find, we'll see what I end up choosing, and I'll see you guys hopefully in a bit with more updates on our first book that I end up reading or whatever with you. But it's gonna be a fun one because today is Sunday and I do need to plan my week ahead, and so we're gonna take it easy, kind of read a couple books here and then plan my week, but we'll see you guys hopefully in a bit with my first book read. And yeah, bye. Okay guys, so it's not very much later, but I have gone ahead and finished book 1, because like I said, I was going to choose a novella simply to kind of ease myself back into reading, because the last couple of days I've been really ill. I haven't really had the time to read anything, and so in the month of June, I don't really think I finished a book yet, and even though it's been like a week or so, that feels a little weird. So to kind of get back into it, I picked something smaller in length. I've been seeing this book everywhere and I ended up choosing and finishing out The Answer Is No. I really wanted to get into this author's work, and so I thought I'd pick this up kind of to understand his writing and get like a taste for it, and if I enjoy it, pick up more of his work. I'm a goner. I'm so obsessed. I think he's gonna be my new favorite author of all time, because honestly I can't wait to read more of this author's backlist, because this book was everything to me, even though it was just a novella. Basically, The Answer Is No follows this character called Lucas. He is like living a happy life or whatever. He's got the perfect everything. He's eating his pad thai in peace. He's got peanuts, he's got wine, he's got video games. Literally, what else does he want? And so he's happy, and his trick of being happy is always saying no. So if anything's been asked of him, the answer is always no, because in his opinion, kind of interacting with other people and humans or whatever gets you into therapy. And it was great or whatever, except one day the whole board of the building or whatever kind of knocks on his door and lets him know that, listen, there's like a frying pan that's been chucked outside, and suddenly that frying pan is becoming the cause of Lucas's problems. Maybe he's gonna lose happiness and sleep over the frying pan, because the situation keeps getting worse. They're trying to figure out who dumped it outside, who to blame or whatever, instead of just getting rid of it. And because of that, it keeps escalating, and it goes from there. Because it's only 70 pages, I don't want to go very in depth, but I will say these specific 70 pages, I feel like I felt every emotion I had to feel from it, and it's truly incredible how a novella made me feel this way, because that's crazy. I don't know if I've ever felt the whole spectrum while reading only 70 odd pages, but this author specifically made me feel so. And so I don't know if this is 3.5 or 4 stars yet, but I can't wait to read more by Fredrik Backman. So I'm really excited to do that, and I'm really excited and happy I read this, and I've been seeing great things about it, because this to me was everything. The amount of highlights I have in this book specifically is insane. I actually took like a photo or whatever to put it up. And it's crazy, but I had like such a great time, binged all of it, and now I don't know if I'm gonna pick one of his books up right now. I'm not really sure if I'm in the mood to, but I'll see what I'm picking up next. But so far this was a great read, and I'm happy I read it. Now, like I said, I'm not sure if I want to read more of his work, or if I should go ahead and pick like a summer romance up or something, because summer romances always cheer me up. They never fail to make me feel happy, and that's literally what I'm in the mood for right now, because listen, it's still nice and bright outside. It's still kind of summer, and so I want to feel those vibes as I read one of those. And so let's see what I end up picking up. I just want something with vacation vibes, honestly, so maybe I'll go look through my TBR, see what I pick up. But yeah, see you guys hopefully in a bit, maybe once I have some of the progress made on that, and we'll figure out what we do next then. Bye. Okay guys, so update time now. I have picked up like a summer fun book because honestly, I just need vacation vibes to feel better, and this is what I ended up choosing out. It's another Carley fortune book because I've read one of this author's work, I think like a couple weeks ago when I was actually on vacation, and it definitely gave me fun vibes. So I was just like, okay, I need to read more of her backlist because I'm having a great time, except with this one specifically, I'm not. So firstly, about premise, it essentially follows this girl called Fern. 10 years ago in the past, she actually meets this guy, and they hit it off, they have a great fun day together, except now they end up making plans that 1 year beyond or whatever, they're actually going to meet up again or whatever at the lake, which is why it's called Meet Me at the Lake, except the guy never shows up. So now it's 10 years into the present or whatever, into the future, and now he suddenly shows up at her family business after her mom's passed away, after she's been kind of given the reins to take over and figure out what's going to happen next and make all decisions, except he's come in as like a financial analyst, kind of business analyzer guy to kind of help her make her decisions, and he's been hired before her mom passed away or whatever by her mom. So now it's a lot of complicated jumbled feelings, and she's trying to figure out what's going on because he never showed up at their original meeting when they were going to have it back in the past 9 years ago. They had met 10 years ago, and so now she's just feeling like a whole bunch of messy emotions when it comes to him because she still likes him, except she doesn't know how she's going to act on it because she's still mad at him for kind of ghosting her 9 years ago and not showing up at the lake when they were supposed to meet. So she's trying to figure out what happens in modern day with that. She's trying to figure out what happens with her business, her mom's business, now in modern day again, and all of that. But before anything, even though I'm not enjoying this book, it definitely feels like a sign that I have to get okay by my birthday because no one cares. But the 10 years in the past timeline, it's taking place on the 14th of June, which this is a very weird coincidence if you aren't already aware, but that's my birthday. So I have to get alright that day because the book is literally telling me I have to. It's crazy that it actually showed up in the book, and so every time they go back, flash in the past to the 10 years behind scene or whatever, it's always on June the 14th, which is crazy. That's my birthday. And so while I am taking that as a good sign, what I'm not taking as a good sign is the fact that in the past timeline, they hung out for only one day and she suddenly is like catching feelings or whatever. And then not just that, the day they hung out, she had a boyfriend at the time. So it isn't really sitting right with me. I'm getting quite the ick, and it isn't as good as the other Carley fortune book I read called This Summer Will Be Different or whatever, because that one was really good. Here I can't feel the chemistry between the characters. I'm just like, okay, what next? Can we move on? Because I'm bored, I'm not enjoying it, and I'm not having the best time. So I'm gonna go keep reading or whatever, hopefully finish it out very soon. I do need to post today, but since I'm done editing the video that needs to go out, maybe I'll go ahead and listen to this audiobook or whatever as I make my thumbnail for the video, and then hopefully it should be done by then because I will listen on 3x speed and then update you guys about it. But so far, really bad update because I'm not having the best time with this. I feel like the previous book was like great, and then now we've suddenly gone complete 360 videos going downhill because I'm having the worst time ever, unfortunately. And I didn't expect that because I really enjoyed this author's other work, so I don't really know what I'm gonna do now, but the cover is pretty, so that's what's going in its favor, I guess. But regardless, I'll see you guys hopefully soon with more updates on this book. I'm not having the best time right now, and yeah, I'll see you guys. That's all I'm gonna say right now because honestly, what else am I supposed to do right now? I'm having the worst time ever. I'm feeling sick again, and I'm trying not to worry about my birthday coming up. So see you guys, whatever, and bye. Okay guys, so it's not much later now, but update on the book, update on Meet Me Halfway, because I'm nearly done. And the thing is, I'm not having the best of times, so I thought I'd give my somewhat final thoughts before I go finish it out, give you a rating, and then maybe we'll read another book in this video. I don't really know. But basically, here's what I think. I do not see the characters' chemistry at all. It honestly feels more like a book about the girl Fern and her family life and family background and how she's trying to pick up the pace with her mom's almost failing business at this point, and figuring out her past and I guess drama that went on in her life behind the scenes with her mom again in the past. And the romance feels like it's haphazardly thrown in there as like an afterthought or whatever, which is alright if it's like not the main theme, but it was marketed to be the main theme and I expected it to be, and it's falling short for me. So that's number one. Number two, the guy Will, he always keeps saying in some roundabout way that kind of hanging out with her has been like a distraction from real life. And if you've read the other book by the same author, I feel like the same thing was tackled but in a much better way than the way it's done here, because here it just feels like he's using her almost as a rebound from his real life, and then once he's gonna get back to it, he has other commitments and other responsibilities, and she's just like a fun good old party time, which she's really not. She's also a human being. There's other stuff going on, and if it's gonna mess you up, why are you guys doing it? Also, either of their lack of like commitment or whatever, both of theirs actually, it's kind of annoying me because there's a lot of issues there. Both of them need to probably go get therapy because both of them have had lots of stuff happen to them, and we're getting to the point where a lot of secrets will be revealed at this point, you know, waiting for that. But I feel like the way it's handled right now, just go to therapy, guys, and then maybe consider falling in love later, not right now, because it feels very rushed right now. And then not just that, her past things, I feel like that's more overbearing in the story. It's taking a more prominent position wherein I don't really care about it. So here we are. These are my, I guess, quick rapid fire thoughts that I just wanted to quickly share, but I'm gonna go get back to it. I'm not having the best of times, and I'll be happy once I'm done. But at the same time, I can't wait until I'm done, because right now, I'm not having the best of times, and you know, maybe I just want to speed it up and get it over with so that I don't have to worry about going back to this book now, because it's such a disappointment. Now I don't know if I want to read more of this author's backlist, because the one book I've read by her, I think like a couple weeks ago or whatever, that was so much better, and then this one's just like really bad. It's a flop show for me, and so I don't know how the rest of her backlist will go, but you know, let me know if you guys enjoyed any of it, and then maybe I'll get to it. But yeah, here we are. I'm gonna go get back to reading, and I'll see you guys hopefully in a bit once we have to pick our next book out, which hopefully will turn things around, because right now, not having the best of times. See you guys in a bit. Bye. Okay guys, so it's a lot later since my last update. I have gone ahead and taken a nap since as well, and now it's late, so we will be sitting up a little bit into the night to read some more. But for now, I have managed to finish Meet Me at the Lake. Finally, it's about time, because I'm so happy to be done. And so, thoughts time. I think I'm going to rate this like 2 or 2.5 stars. I'll have my final rating on screen, because honestly, number one, this felt a lot like emotional cheating, because she was already with her boyfriend at the time she meets him. And then not just that, she's pining for a guy for 10 years that she met only for one day. That feels crazy to me. Their romance had zero chemistry. It went 0 to 100 once they actually start, you know, meeting each other again in present timeline or whatever. And then not just that, I love past and present timeline, but for some reason this book, it felt so flat for me. I hated every second, and I think the reason behind that was maybe because there was more focus on her mom's story and what's going with that in the background rather than Fern's, and so that felt a little pointless, because I feel like it was trying to establish emotional depth and then it was failing spectacularly, because then after that there wasn't much focus on the romance, and you know, it wasn't the best time ever. The romance, I feel like both the characters, they definitely need therapy once you get the reasoning for like why he doesn't come and meet her at the lake with all the promises they made or whatever. It's kind of annoying that that was the whole reason I read this book, because it feels like a waste of my time, not gonna lie. I honestly feel like all the characters were very two-dimensional, and it wasn't a great time, and honestly, neither of them are each other's priority, so why should they even be together in the first place? And then not just that, just now I was kind of reading reviews right after I finished to just see what other people think, if I'm the only one, and I saw this whole detailed one about how someone thinks it's very similar to Beach Read, and when I read all the comparisons, I'm not even joking, it's so crazy. There's so many aspects of this that are similar. A couple of the character names are exactly there from Beach Read as side supporting characters, so it's really weird. And I've also heard like another one of this author's books is similar to a different book, so I don't know if that's like a recurring theme or whatever, but like honestly, even if it is, this was definitely not Beach Read. It was more of like a knockoff, because that is like my favorite book ever, and this doesn't even come close. It could be my least favorite ever, and you know, honestly, I had a really bad time. The lack of chemistry is actually what's doing it for me in this book though, because it's so funny. It's marketed as a romance. The cover, it's so cute, it's so pretty. It kind of gives you like a whole fun new summer book that you're gonna love reading, like a romance. No, felt absolutely flat. Just now reading the end, it got me so angry and so mad, especially because like of a bunch of things, but at the very end he couldn't even own up to what he had done. She had to go running to him in the end, and his sister was meddling or whatever other things with that. So if you want to read it, definitely go ahead, but it wasn't for me. I hated every second, and so now I'm going to move on to the next book, and happily so, because this was just not it for me. I have gone ahead and started like a chapter early in the afternoon when I was getting bored of Meet Me at the Lake, and it's like this British rom-com called The Love Hack. I was sent this like a year ago as an arc, never got to it. Now that I'm finally reading it, I don't really have such, you know, strong opinions about it, but maybe I'll go keep reading and update you guys about it once I do. But regardless, thank you Storm Publishing for sending the arc my way, even though it's already out. It's been out for a year now, but better late than never. So now that I'm finally getting to it, we'll see my thoughts on it. So far it's kind of giving me the 2000 rom-coms, Confessions of a Shopaholic and 27 Dresses, like a cute combo of the two. So So maybe things are looking up, I don't really know, but I do know that this feels a bit like a British rom-com because of the lingo and jargon in it. And for some reason, those are like my favorite kind of books to read, because for some reason, again, I really enjoy, I don't know what about them specifically, but I really have a good time reading them. So I'm gonna go get to it, maybe update you guys in a little bit, and go ahead, work on my thumbnail now as well. So maybe I'll have to have this read aloud to me or something. We shall see. But regardless, I'll come update maybe a little later now. I'm still gonna keep reading. It's not like this vlog is stopping anytime soon, but this is probably gonna be our last book. So let me go get some in. Let me come give you thoughts soon, and hopefully things will pick up now that I have found a different book that is not Meet Me at the Lake, because that was truly terrible in my opinion and I hated it. So crossing my fingers and praying the video looks up now, but let's see. I'm gonna go get back to reading, and I'll see you guys hopefully in a bit when I have more updates on our current new book. Bye. Hi guys, so it's now the next afternoon. It is in fact not Sunday, but I keep wearing my Sunday shirt on days that are not Sunday because I find that really fun. So please ignore that, but it is the next afternoon. Like I said, yesterday I was up till really late in the night kind of waiting for my video to post, and as that was happening, I was kind of, getting through my book. I managed to finish 63% before going to bed, which that's crazy. I don't know how I'm speeding through it that fast, but I am. And then just now I sat down, read like another 7%. I'm now at 70 before I realized maybe I should come give an update, because when I edit, it's really annoying when I just have these like jump skips without any updates on the book I'm reading. And so here we are to kind of come speak to you about The Love Hack, the new book I started yesterday afternoon. All of this morning I was busy doing other errands, so I didn't really have the time to read, but now that I do, I have continued reading, and so it's time to kind of give you a summary about what this book is basically about. It follows this girl called Lucy. The original magazine she works at is essentially being dissolved and merged into a different magazine because both of those magazines are kind of struggling. So now thanks to that, because of the new merger, she kind of loses her job because they don't really have the funds to pay her separately. The other magazine, whatever, people will take over, and so they don't really need her to stay on in the team, and so she's kind of let go, except she's kind of given like 3 days or something to make a proposal in case she wants to stay on or whatever. So she kind of makes up this new proposal wherein she wants to stay on in the new merged magazine or whatever. I don't know if I'm making sense right now, except she's gonna do a completely different job here right now, and basically she's decided to be Ask Adam, kind of like an agony uncle or whatever, wherein she's going to be giving out dating advice to men in the magazine. So men specifically will write into the magazine, ask their love related, relationship related questions or whatever, and she's going to answer them as Adam, because she believes, or at least her sister has led her to believe, that if she as a woman would answer their questions, she wouldn't really be taken seriously or heard, which is why she needs to be pretending to be another man, so the men who are asking in the questions or whatever think, oh, she's giving or he's giving us sound advice or whatever, and take it. And so that's where the job starts off. As Adam, she's like kind of answering people's love life related questions or whatever, and it goes from there. Now at the new magazine or whatever, it's basically all men mostly. Once you read, you'll kind of understand. And so now that she's surrounded by men all the time at her new magazine workplace or whatever, she's speaking to men all the time. She's kind of sympathizing with them, but not in the sense that anything will come off it or whatever. And in the background, because she's surrounded by men, she's starting to fall for one of her co-workers. But the thing is, in the past something happened wherein she had like a relationship with a co-worker, a different one, and then she was screwed over, and so because of that she doesn't want to mess up again and kind of go down into the ditches because of what happened the first time. So she's being very careful and cautious around Ross, the guy, but then also there's other things going on with the Ask Adam website, the questions or whatever, wherein she doesn't really have answers to most questions. This was kind of her sister's idea, and she doesn't have help from her sister either. So she's essentially trying to use AI to kind of go along with it. It's kind of like a messy story. I don't know if I'm making a lot of sense because there's many aspects to it, but basically there's a lot going on in her life wherein she's too busy trying to figure out how to work the AI to answer the questions and keep her new job, in the sense that she doesn't even have the time for the romance with the co-worker. And then not just that, there's other things going on in her sister's marriage wherein maybe it's going to be shattering or whatever, so she wants to be there for her sister and kind of support her through it or whatever. And so it doesn't feel very much like a romance. It feels more like Lucy's life with a subplot of romance, because I have seen this book being marketed very much towards Emily Henry's audience or whatever, which is basically me. And so I think I am a good enough judge to say it doesn't feel very Emily Henry, but also I can get why it's marketed that way, the gist of it, because it's alright to me. It's not the best thing I've ever read. I am getting a little irritated at points, but then also it's not the worst book I've ever read like the previous one either. The only thing that's icking me out really bad is that the romance she's having with the co-worker Ross in the background. I don't care that it's in the background or that we're getting very little of it, because honestly there's enough entertaining stuff happening in the background of her life that it's not like bothering me or anything. But what's actually annoying me is the fact that Ross is kind of dating, or at least he hasn't told us he's not, one of her sister's friend group's girls or whatever. So Ross and one of her sister's friends are going out, and at the same time she's falling for him, and he's kind of leading her on, or at least that's the way I'm feeling right now. So I'm not having the best time, because it very much feels like, again, cheating, emotional cheating, whatever you want to call it. And so not a huge fan of that trope specifically, but I'm gonna go keep reading, see what's going on with the sister's marriage now, because that has my attention. And then maybe I'll come update you finally once I'm done reading this book, because it's going not that bad, but at the same time I can't wait till it's done, because I am feeling myself fall into a slump, because unfortunately nothing's hitting right now. So this is just a sign I should have just continued reading Fredrik Backman's backlist, but I didn't because I'm dumb. So I'm gonna go get back to this. Maybe I'll have it like read out to me through Kindle assistive read, and I'll do a couple errands I need to be finishing on my laptop at the same time, because right now I don't really know how this is gonna keep holding my attention. And at the same time also in the background I'm actually recording a Fourth Wing full spoilers vlog, which is something I'm more inclined to be reading for right now, but I just need to finish this book to finish this vlog. So lots going on, but I'm gonna try my hardest to get this done before anything, so that we can finally wrap this up, because it's not the best time so far. And so I'm gonna go listen to this out, kind of finish it, and I'll come with my final thoughts hopefully in a bit. But so far not so great, because it's not the worst time ever, but it's not the best time ever either. The whole cheating in it is really throwing me off, and it's icking me out. So we shall see. I'll see you guys hopefully in a bit once this is done, and then we can finally call it a day, because that's literally how I'm feeling right now. Bye. Okay guys, so it's been like a couple odd hours or whatever, but I'm finally done with the love hack. So it's finally time to give you my final thoughts, and we can move on from this vlog, because truly this hasn't been the best time for me in terms of reads and in terms of health. So I'm truly done with this. But now about the book. Firstly, I don't even know why it's called the love hack, because the title makes absolutely zero sense with context to the book. However, now that I'm done, I'm not even joking, the second I finished, the only thought in my mind was, oh my god, I'm finally done. I can move on to bigger, better and greater things beyond, because like I said, I'm doing my Fourth Wing reread at the moment. I'm doing my spoilers vlog, and so excited to get back to that. Honestly, I can't wait to continue that, and I can't wait to move on from this, because truly this was the kind of book wherein you just read it for the sake of passing time. It's so unmemorable in the sense that, forget one day, if you ask me right now in this very specific moment to go back and tell you exact details, maybe I remember some, but most of it I'm just blanking from my memory, because I don't have the capacity to have all of this stored up in my mind. For me personally, 2 stars are books I genuinely hated, and then 3 stars are books that they were alright, but I didn't hate them. And this per se, it was alright, I didn't hate it, but 3 stars feels too much to rate it, because I feel like every character is insufferable. Everyone needs to go to therapy. Everyone kind of needs to get their shit together before getting into a relationship. And yeah, that's how I feel. But if you do want to go pick this book up, definitely do, and consider going into it that it's more of like a women's fiction following Lucy's life, with like the romance as an afterthought, because I feel like the focus is so truly embedded in her life that the romance, it comes like a secondary thing or whatever, which is not a bad thing, do not get me wrong. I love some books like that, but here it just wasn't very well executed, because I feel like at some points it was overpowering, and then at some points it was so underwhelming that I was just like, what is going on right now? There was this one scene at the beginning, she's kind of jealous or whatever, watching the guy she likes, the office guy or whatever, Ross, kissing another girl, except they've known each other for like 2 days max. She's seen him like twice around the office, and she's jealous, and like there's a lot that doesn't sit right with me in that sense. Even right now, the ending, it makes me so angry, because I feel like the pacing was so off in this book. It was so slow getting into it towards the end of it, whatever. And then now the last 10 odd pages, I feel like that could have easily been maybe prolonged into a little more and given us more of like a concrete, definite, more of like an ending that actually feels substantial to the characters and to the book, rather than something that felt very rushed. Because I feel like if the middle could have been cut out and the ending could have just been extended just a little bit to kind of give us what happens next or whatever, I'd still be satisfied. What happened now? truly not the biggest fan, and I'm not the biggest fan of how many things were handled in this book. So you know what, it wasn't for me, I will admit that. And I don't know yet if it's like 2 or 3 stars like I said, but I have my final rating at the time of editing on screen. But regardless of whatever, I'm so happy it's finally done. And whoever said this is similar to an Emily Henry book, don't lie to my face again, because it clearly wasn't. And I'm just so happy to be done and over with, because this book was truly, it wasn't like great, but it was kind of terrible, honestly, and that's how I feel about it. So many aspects, again, I didn't really enjoy, and I'm happy to be moving on. But like I said again, if you want to pick it up, definitely do. This is not me in any shape, way, or form stopping you from reading anything I did enjoy, even in this video specifically. It's just, I didn't like them personally because I am a picky reader, I will nitpick. And yeah, this didn't really live up to my nitpicking standards. That's how I feel. So now we've reached the end of this vlog. I am feeling so much better, and you know, maybe I'll be even better by tomorrow. But regardless, it's great knowing that I'm feeling better. I'm not sick anymore, because I don't want to be sick on my birthday. That's forethought number 1. No one wants to, and neither do I. And so here we are. Maybe it was because of the reading together or whatever, but even though we read a couple crappy books that I didn't enjoy, I'm so happy I read with you, because maybe that's really what got me out of it. And now that I'm feeling so much better, I can go, you know, live the rest of the week out in peace and be happy about the fact that I won't be sick on my birthday. So thank you so much for coming along with me in today's vlog, kind of all over the place, reading with me while I'm sick. If you guys had a fun time, like, comment, share, subscribe. YouTube things, you know how to do them. And if you want a part 2, I would love to give one to you when I fall sick again. So we'll think about that when that happens later down the line. Hopefully it won't anytime soon. And yeah, now I'm gonna go focus on my birthday stuff and the birthday vlogs, because it's gonna be so fun when I'm like mood reading according to the way I want to, because it's my birth month now, it's my birth week. And I'm so excited to actually implement that onto my reading and share it with you, because it's gonna be so fun. So see you guys hopefully in next week's video. And until then, take care, have a great rest of your day, and bye. I'm so excited to actually see you later, because now it's my birthday week and I can go live it in fun peace without having read books I'm not actually enjoying. See you and bye.